Chansey is the #1 hacked Pokemon in the entire game. It is ranked above multiple powerful legendaries including Eternatus, Miraidon, and even Necrozma Ultra. But how is this possible? And what even is a hacked Pokemon? Using hacks like save editors, Pokemon can be given moves or abilities that are impossible to obtain legitimately in-game, like this Palkia Origin, which has Speed Boost, and Steam Eruption, the signature move of Volcanion. The enemy Arceus Fairy also has Pixelate to turn its normal type attacks into fairy type attacks, as you can see with this fake out that was super effective against Palkia Origin. Using hacked Pokemon is quite fun, and there are infinite creative ways to make broken combinations. So some people actually play with hacked Pokemon in a competitive environment. This is a format called Balanced Hackmons. Just about everything is allowed here, except for certain particularly overpowered abilities or moves. The ability Wonder Guard is banned for obvious reasons, because this could create a near indestructible Pokemon. The ability Contrary is actually banned as well. It is pretty easy to create overpowered combinations with Contrary and fill your moveset with powerful stat dropping moves that now raise your stats instead. In this metagame, you will see competitive Pokemon pushed to its absolute limits. One example of a fun combination is utilizing a strong ghost type such as Fluttermane with the ability Normalize. Normalize makes all of your attacks normal type. You can then use the move Entrainment, which grants your opponent the same ability as you. They now have Normalize, and all their attacks are normal types, so you're completely immune to everything that they do. In Balanced Hackmons, the abilities and movesets of Pokemon no longer matter, since every Pokemon can get any move or ability they like. All that matters is your typing and your base stats. And the single Pokemon that is able to abuse the most powerful concept in this tier, full of powerful concepts, is Chansey. What ridiculous combination of traits makes Chansey so strong in the highest power level format imaginable? Let's find out. Subscribe to the channel to celebrate the newfound peace brought upon by Quagsire and Macargo forming a tactical alliance. Thank you. In Balanced Hackmons, it should be no surprise that Boost Sweepers are some of the most powerful Pokemon in the format. There are many incredibly powerful boosting moves, usually only available to a select few Pokemon, like No Retreat, Phalanx signature move. One of the most powerful examples is Arceus Ghost. This Arceus set uses the ability Simple, which is borrowed from Bibarel. On Bibarel it's not that scary, but on Arceus Ghost it is terrifying. Simple is an amazing ability that doubles a Pokemon's stat stage changes. With the ability Simple and No Retreat from Phalanx, Arceus Ghost can gain 2 in every stat in just a single turn. And Arceus has equally good attack and special attack, so it can be an incredible mixed attacker. The signature move of Hisui and Decidueye, Triple Arrows, is a good choice on this set with its multiple powerful secondary effects, and various other powerful signature moves on otherwise unremarkable Pokemon can be abused by Arceus on a set like this. Another popular choice in Gen 9 Balanced Hackmons is Miraidon with Fur Coat and Take Heart. The ability Fur Coat is borrowed from Furfrou. On Furfrou it is not that impressive, but on a legendary like Miraidon it is unbelievable. With Fur Coat your Pokemon has a doubled defense stat, which is obviously amazing. And with access to absolutely any boosting move in the entire game that you want, Take Heart is a very good choice. Take Heart is a new move in Gen 9 available to Manaphy that raises your special attack and special defense by 1 and also cures your status ailments at the same time. Calm Mind is already very good, and this is an objectively better version of Calm Mind that makes you effectively immune to status as well. With this move to boost your special defense and Fur Coat to boost your defense to absurd levels, it is pretty easy for this Miraidon set to become indestructible in just a couple of turns. But these absurdly powerful boosting legendaries share a common fear, and that is a fear of Chansey, the real king of this format. In this format, Chansey's ability of choice is borrowed from Ditto, the ability Imposter. Ditto's ability Imposter is very good actually, and Ditto sees occasional use in competitive play from time to time. If you have Imposter, as soon as you switch onto the field, you will instantly transform into the opposing Pokemon, becoming a near exact copy of them. That includes copying all of their stat stage changes. This is a great way to play around boost sweepers like Dragon Dance physical threats. But since you're transforming into the enemy, why does it matter what Pokemon uses Imposter? Kyogre could easily use Imposter the same way that Chansey could, right? Well, The reason is because Imposter transforms you into a near exact copy of the enemy Pokemon. Not an exact copy. Imposter will exactly copy every single stat the enemy has and all their stat changes, except for one very important one: HP. Your HP stat will remain the same. In the case of Ditto, this is actually a detriment, since Ditto's HP stat is extremely low, meaning it is a worse version of the Pokemon it copies with lower HP. But Chansey has a ridiculously high HP stat of base 250. This is a far better HP stat than any legendary can achieve. So against that Arceus Ghost I just mentioned, if Imposter Chansey switches in, it will copy the Arceus Ghost, stealing all of its fantastic stat boosts, copying all of its great stats as well, but it's even better because it has 250 base HP. It is an objectively better version of the Arceus in front of you. But why would you use Chansey instead of the evolved form Blissey, who has a slightly higher HP stat of 255? The reason is because of the item Eviolite. Eviolite is an item that can only be held by not fully evolved Pokemon. And on these Pokemon, Eviolite grants a 1.5 times boost to defense and special defense, which is incredible. In most cases, this is not great because not fully evolved Pokemon tend to be quite bad. But Chansey has always been the most popular Eviolite user in the game. Its stats are very similar to that of Blissey. It's only a little bit worse, and it gains a significant advantage from the Eviolite. And in balanced Hackmons, this Eviolite advantage is even greater, because even though Imposter transforms you into a Pokemon that is either fully evolved or can't evolve at all, underneath that transformation you are still a Chansey, meaning Eviolite still provides you with those defense and special defense boosts. So not only can you transform into an Arceus Ghost, copying all of their great stats and boosts, with way higher HP, you also have 1.5 times more defense and special defense. So in this world full of the most powerful Pokemon you could ever conceive of, Chansey is able to transform into that incredibly powerful Pokemon, but it's even better because it has far higher HP, defense and special defense. Chansey's very presence makes it dangerous to ever boost up, at the risk of allowing them to copy your Pokemon and become even stronger. And this isn't just useful against boost sweepers. You can transform into powerful defensive Pokemon and take all of their good utility moves like Defog if you need it, or Aromatherapy if you need to heal up your status teammates. Chansey with Imposter also has effectively infinite PP on it. When you transform into an enemy with Imposter, you only have 5 PP on all of your moves. When you transform into a new Pokemon by switching out and back in, your PP is back to 5 on all the moves. So Chansey can switch out and back in forever and never run out of PP, because it's continuously transforming into enemies and refreshing all of its PP. Another benefit of Imposter is that it allows you to scout the enemy's moveset. By transforming into them, you can see all of the moves that they have, granting you very valuable information. In balanced Hackmons, Chansey is the most valuable team slot that you have, effectively generating infinite value, deterring the enemy from switching, and also being able to copy their powerful Pokemon. In a format where Pokemon is pushed to its highest power level ever, where anything is possible, the most broken Pokemon in the game is Chansey. I've always found that very interesting. If you'd like to try out balanced Hackmons, it is playable on Pokemon Showdown under the other metagames section. Give it a go and see what absurd ideas you can come up with all of the tools in the world at your disposal.